Hello guys, how are you? Las Dior, how are you guys? How's everyone? Starting off with looking at Bitcoin. BTC. And we are straight going to nothing, just chilling. You, me too. I'm having a cold, so I'm gonna try to do this live stream as long as I feel like it. I had the worst fever yesterday. I still have it, and you realize how pathetic you are when you don't feel good. Everything is so hard when you're having a cold and when you're having fever. It's terrible, but I'll just try to do as much as I can, okay? Okay, let's see. I am in 2 sell positions or 3 positions on Bitcoin as sell orders. And I had my entry on the higher time frames Fibonacci. And we did have a spike through it a couple of around 2 o'clock in Swedish time, but then market came back down again, so that was just a fake out if we're looking at the higher time frames, or just a huge spike. We did have but we came up to the higher time frames Fibonacci. I did have it since yesterday, a couple of days ago. So I took my Fibonacci from 49,200 to the lowest point at 45,600. And I actually waited a whole day before the market came to my level. And then it did activate my trade this morning. And then market went down. So we are still below my target that I'm having. And I'm having one of the trades on Prime XBT. So if you didn't know, guys, on Prime XBT, if you're a day trader, it's a good platform for you to use, and you can receive up to 25% added to your deposit if you're using one of the links that I'm having below. So yeah, we're just going in and see what potentially can happen. We could potentially come up and fill some of the wick that we're having that when we saw the spike through. Now it's actually better to look at the lower time frames, because the market has already done the move and I'm already in a trade. So for example, if I want to go in for more positions, I'm looking at the lower time frames. So I'm just going to take another Fibonacci and I'm going to take it from that low. Yeah, so potentially if I see market coming up to this level right here at 47,500, I'm gonna have an alarm. So if the market comes to that level, it would tell me, and then I just see if I'm gonna add more positions to the downside. I typed I'm ready for Christmas pump on Tinder, but Google sent me here. Yeah, Mark. yeah, Mark. Yeah, so we just might now see the market coming up a little bit more, but I still believe the market will continue back down, obviously. But yeah, and we're still below the trend line, as you can see right here. So we want to see if we can come up a little bit more and then continue to the downside. And we can also see if we're just taking another trend line right here, you'll see that this is perfect. So today the market, so when we had this huge spike since before, you actually came up to the trend line and then market went down. So the market did retest the trend line, as you can see right here. Market went down. Looking how the weekly candle is looking is pretty important now, because it is Sunday, and that is why on Sundays you have to go, or no, you don't have to, but I would recommend for you to go into the weekly chart to see what potentially can happen the next week. So this week we're having a huge bearish candlestick to the downside, and if it's closing like this, I mean, I'm bearish still. I'm still bearish, you know. Of course, on the lower time frame, you'll see the market go up a little bit, and you know, you have a uptrend maybe on the 1 hour chart or so. But the overall picture, I still believe market will continue back down. Marcelo, hello, how are you? Little insider information for you. 2 different groups on BTC. Moon Boys will be stepping in and moving price this afternoon. Just waiting for the volume to drop a little bit. Thanks for the analyst. Thank you. Yes. Okay, little insider. Well, we just have to see if the Moon Boys are coming in and manipulating the price. Usually what happens when you have manipulations, the market either way needs to come back down or up, but you never know. Never know about this. Everything's corrupt, so depends on, I mean, whatever can happen. It's super corrupt, the whole thing, but I'm just trying to still read the candlesticks. Whatever's gonna happen, that will happen, obviously. Having risk management is key, because if someone comes in and manipulate the price, well, then you just, if you're losing your money, at least you're not losing your whole account. That's what I would say. Okay, so we're looking at the weekly chart on Ethereum. We already did look at Bitcoin, and looking at, we still have this huge bearish candlestick. Also, we are at the trend line, as we can see on the weekly chart. We did break, we did break and retest this level on the daily. And if we're going to the lower time frames, if we're just taking a Fibonacci from the highest point at 4,080 and 3,800, we are still having the Fibonacci level right here, as you can see. So we just might come and try to break this level and try to come inside the trend line one more time, but we just might fail, and then market continues back down anyways. And I still believe, as you can see right now, the small Fibonacci that I'm having for short positions, that is combined with the higher time frames Fibonacci. So my targets is 3,700, it's 3,600, and it's 3,500. And when market comes to 3,500, you are inside the weekly Fibonacci on Ethereum. So you just might go sideways in between these levels, and then market continues to the upside, because as I told you, the overall picture market is in a bullish market, but the short-term positions, or the short-term, the market is in a bearish position, depending on what type of time frames you are looking at. So yeah, but if someone comes in and play around with the price, well, then obviously we just might see a huge pump to the upside. Who knows about that? You never know. And today I actually was doing some Q&As on on some pairs on Twitter that we're having, and but I did send it out to the on higher time frames. So I'm just gonna show you. So on SXP, I was talking about the market is now going in between 1.3 and 1.6, and you just might see the market coming up to 1.6 for then come back down to 1.3, and then you see market continues to the upside, and that could be in line with the Bitcoin price. So when Bitcoin goes down, obviously a lot of other cryptocurrencies is still doing the same thing, and you're also having this previous support zone. So if the market comes to that level, that just might be the market reversing to the upside, combined with when Bitcoin is finding its price for them breaking to the upside also. So I'm looking at first of all, we just might come up to 1.645 and reverse back down to around 1.310, and then market breaks to the upside. But at that point, I'm looking at 2.2, because the market is obviously just bouncing in between levels. So I mean, yeah, that's what I see. Everything is corrupt. Lol, I agree. Yeah, everything's corrupt. It doesn't matter where you, I mean, the whole system is corrupt. Everything's corrupt in this world. You just have to try to figure everything out, because they're playing with you. This is just like trading. This is just a mental game, to be honest. I mean, you can be very good at the charts, but it's a mental game, and they know that. They know everything's corrupt. But we're trying to take advantage of it, and as long as you understand that it's also corrupt, I mean, that takes away a lot of things too. Hey Nut, can you look at LTC? Yes, of course I can. Oh, Richard is here. Hello, Richard. Okay, so on LTC, this was also something that I was talking about on on Twitter. Someone asked about LTC, and we were inside of this trend line, as you can see right here. We did break it during the day. With that, if you're just adjusting it on the 4-hour chart, we could actually see the breakout and retest. So it's pretty clear. So you had a breakout, you had a retest. So either the market now will come back down and create a lower high. I don't have a bearish candlestick right now, but as long as when I'm having a bearish candlestick on the higher time frames, I can put a Fibonacci to it, and then we just might see market coming back down to that level. But I don't have a bearish candlestick right now, so I have to wait and see. But just looking overall, the market needs to come back down for us to find a good buy position, and then market makes the impulsive move again to the upside, because it just did break it. So the long-term target, or long-term, you just might come up to 178 again. And that is also, if you're taking fib from 208 to the lowest point at 143, that is also combined with the Fibonacci at 183 and 176. And if you're coming to that level, you just might see market coming back down again, and we just might bounce back down. Maybe we're taking another Fibonacci at that point to see, depending on where it is, and market just might come back down and give us another buy position. But right now, market needs to come back down to come back up, for then to come back down again, and then continuation. So that's what I see right now on LTC. How long have you been live? Jill, not so long. I'm not gonna have such a long live stream today because I don't feel so good. I'm actually having the fever, and I'm in a cold, but I guess you can hear that. So that's why I didn't have anything yesterday, because I was dead yesterday. Like dead. Oh yeah, the flu did get me, Lauren. It took me like a storm. Yeah, Natalie looked like she wanted to be sick. Like, take her. That's how it felt. Yeah, it's okay, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, we're looking at let's see. We're looking at Kava. And this was also something that I went through on, went through on the Twitter. And we're having a Fibonacci from I think it was from the monthly or weekly. I think I took it from 1.18 to the highest point. No, where was it? Yeah, at 6.9. So I'm still gonna use this Fibonacci at 2.9 and 3.5, and yeah. So because this is the weekly chart, obviously you can come back down a little bit more. You can also come back down to the trend, as you can see right here. Market comes back down to that level, but you just might bounce in between the support and resistance zones, and then market continues up, and that is also combined with Bitcoin at 7 and 9.3 and 11.7. That is my long position targets. But right now we obviously need to come back down a little bit more, or we don't have to do that, but that's what I'm looking for. What are your favorite indicators? The only indicators I'm using, if you want to call it an indicator, is Fibonacci. So that is actually what I love. What I love. Okay. Thank you so much, Lauren. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. And I was also going through XAXS on Twitter, because sometimes we have Q&As, and today I had one that we did ask what type of cryptocurrencies you want us to look at. So this was some of the pairs that I actually went through. So I'm sending them a picture, and then I'm just writing exactly what I have. What I think about what potentially can happen. So basically me just talking to you like this, but I'm writing it in a text on Twitter, obviously. But we were looking at AXS also, and the target that I can see market coming back down to is this previous weekly high that we're having around 83. So we just might also see another push to the downside, but we need to break this previous little support that we're having on a daily at 92. And then you just might see market coming back down for a last, maybe it could look like a fake out. You see the retest from this level, the market comes up to 13. We have to break that level, and then we're breaking 136. So that's what I mean. Heina, do you agree with Andy's mindset being so bullish? Mehdi, it depends on what time frame you're talking about. Because me and Andy was actually talking about that in long term, we are bullish, both me and Andy, but short term, whereas I'm bearish. And at that point, when we were speaking, Andy also said that he was. So I think you have to listen to what he says and me. Long term target, yes, we are bullish, but you still have to see you're having lower time frames where you have different trends. Moses, what's the settings of your Fibonacci? Moses, that it just might be a secret. Joking. I have a video on that. Aren't VGX. So I have viewed the market structure video. Great job, by the way. One question I have is how often or how far back does one take Fibonacci tool? I don't get that, Jill. I don't understand what you're talking about. So speaking of market structure, so if you're going to my channel, you can see that on the front page, you're having crypto trading for beginners. So if you do not understand how market structure is working, I have 2 videos on it where I'm speaking of it. So you can see right here after the commercial that I'm speaking about market structure, and that is super important for you if you want to become a profitable trader, because you have to understand what you're looking at. It doesn't matter if someone comes inside and manipulates the price. Take away all of that. That can happen, yes, but it's not happen all the time. 90% of the time, the market is actually just moving as it should be. And if you don't understand market structure with that, you will never ever be able to trade the market. So this is me, very beautiful woman, and now you can see that I'm talking about market structure right here, and I'll go through exactly with you how you how you just breaking everything down. But this video is the first part 1 video that I will explain the overall picture, but then on the second video I'm actually telling you what happens when we are starting to look at opportunities to either go long in a trade or short in a trade. So this is the first video, so I do recommend you watching it. And I've had so many good people talking so good about this video. The feedback is very great. Great video, well explained. Thank you so much. I always go back to basics, well explained. Great video. I love to see breakdown Fibonacci. Well explained. Thank you. I have so many good things about this video and the second one. So if you don't understand market structure, and especially if you're a beginner, I would recommend you to look at this. And yeah, cute girl. And in case you didn't know, on Bybit we also do have a bonus up to $4,100. As you can see right here, it takes less than 1 minute to set up an account, and this is for you if you are a swing trader, if you want to have your positions for a longer time, obviously, and you want to have lower fees. And Bybit also has so many other bonuses as you can get. So they kind of give you money to do different things on the site. Maybe have it for stop loss, for take profit. If you depends on how much you are depositing to your account, obviously, outside the bonus that we are having through Bitcoinsensus. But you on Bybit, you can receive up to $4,100 using the link that I'm having in the description below. And if you don't know how to use Bybit, you can actually go into Andy's website, and he actually has also a section right here, Bybit tutorial, how to use Bybit if you're new to it. Bybit is you can use leverage, so you have to be an experienced trader, so you're not trading away all of your money, because obviously that is not what we want to do, right? We want to be profitable in everything that we're doing. Hannah just say, I love your tutorials. Thank you so much, guys, and don't doubt about your beauty. It is Are there different types of traders? Yes, of course. If you're a beginner trader and an advanced trader, it's two different things. You have to understand how to use leverage for you not to be to blow your whole account away. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Andy, you're having the tutorial right here as Mark showed you. He has the link in the chat. And while you're looking at my my live stream, you can go inside and like this live stream so we can reach out to more people. It's 90 people watching it. It's for the 3 people, including myself, who like the live stream. I'm just getting started in this type of stuff. Yeah, well, Electrons, that's good. Well, your journey just began, so just to be super honest, it's gonna be very hard for you. Trading is a really hard game to get involved with. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a lot of years, and it took everyone who's a trader a lot of years to be able to understand. But that is natural, and don't feel stupid. It's hard. You will face a lot of things about yourself that you didn't know about. You will think it sucks. It's not boring, but it can be very overwhelming. So don't expect to be profitable for a very long time. But instead of just going in and losing all of your money, focus on understanding trading. It's not about the money. It's about the knowledge about trading. That is important. So if someone told you it's gonna be easy, they're lying to you. How much do you think I could accomplish in about 2 weeks? Well, if you think you're gonna accomplish a lot in 2 weeks, you're having maybe, it's gonna take some time. And everyone's different, but it will take time. Just have that in mind. Focus on the right things. Market structure, price action. What else? Fibonacci. Price action, market structure, and everything in between you will see. 2 weeks, yeah, it's a lot. 2 weeks, that's nothing. I mean, expect years. Find yourself a good mentor. Pay for mentorship. And trust me, you will save a lot of things. I typed Swedish flu and YouTube brought me here. Yeah, 100% sweet. Yeah, I don't feel good at all. I just want to die. Okay, we're gonna look at ADA. Sorry, I just so confused. Okay, so we're looking at Cardano. on the daily chart. I'm gonna take these away. I think I did this morning actually to Twitter. Let's see what possibly can happen, because we are closing this weekly chart, this weekly candle with a kind of, even if we're having the respect of it, I do believe we can come back down even more. We can see how it looks on the 2 weekly chart. Yeah, I don't believe market will break to the upside from this level. I think we can come back down a little bit more. So maybe next week we will have a bullish doji against this level. Let's see how it looks on the 2-day chart. Yeah, so what I potentially could see, and we're heading up, we already did retest the Fibonacci 50% that I took on the 2-day chart from 1.4 to the lowest point at 1.2. And what potentially I could see happen right now is that you just might see a bullish momentum up to 1.3 or 1.337 and 1.308, around that level. And if we see the market retesting it, you see dojis, engulfing candles, bearish reversal patterns against this level, because the market is still in a downtrend. So I just might see another lower high, and the targets that I'm having is 1.154 and 1.050, around that level. Going to the higher time frame, or just zooming out, you can see that this is a previous support where you saw the fake out. So you could potentially see the fake out from to this level at 1.05. You see the retest of the support just like we had right here, and then market breaks to the upside again. I don't believe the bearish momentum is over yet. I still believe market can come back down more than this. I love your squeals. Don't like that it wasn't a happy squeal today though. I don't even know what squeals mean. I have to translate that on Google. Skrik. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, let's see what else. Natalie, hi, can you check your fan from VET? Yes, my Russian friend. Of course I can do that. Actually, a lot of people who think I'm from Russia, to be honest, if you want to know. Even if you don't want to know, now you know. I remember before I was working in a store with shoes, and we had a lot of Russian people coming over, and the guy started talking Russian with me. I'm like, I don't speak Russian. But they still continue talking to me because I don't think they understood English. And he was like, they want to take me back home. I'm like, I'm not from your country. I'm Swedish and I'm Finnish. Okay, looking at VET, we did break the trend line, as you can see right here. We did break it a couple of days ago. And what I do is that I'm taking fib from 0.9 to the lowest point at 0.07. And we have already been here today and retested that level. So right now you just might see market continuing back down from it, because if we're taking another Fibonacci on the lower time frames, you can see the market came back down and retested the Fibonacci again. You just might see another retest of 0.8317 or 0.08403, and then you just might as long as we're closing below this first leg, you want to have the second leg as a confirmation that the market is not continuing back up. The targets that I'm having is 0.78, 0.75, and 0.71. So that is what I see on the over right now. But when we're coming back down, we could potentially find support at 0.7174. Or if we're breaking that level during this week coming, you just might come back down to 0.5722, and then market breaks to the upside again. I still believe market needs to find another support, because right now we're not having a support right now. I think we need to come back down a little bit more and then break to the upside. If no one has asked for AR, yes, we can look at AR. Because I remember I was also talking about this one in the Twitter today. And if we are, so we did break the trend line. And we're just putting it back there. So we did break the trend line and we saw the retest off of it. And right now, why I'm having these two targets, as you can see right here, it's because if we are right now seeing the market breaking even more to the downside, obviously because the market is creating a high, we did break the downtrend when we did break this lower high, as you can see right here at 48. Market broke that level, so you just might see the market coming back down, either respect 51, because this is a previous support level that we did have. You can also come back down and retest this previous lower high at 48.52 around that level. Or if we see the market coming back down even to 43 and then market continues up. As long as we're not breaking 36, because the higher time frames, we can also see that we are inside the Fibonacci, the weekly Fibonacci. So this is what happens on the lower time frames. As you can see, when you're coming to the weekly Fibonacci, the market is bouncing in between these levels before it actually break it to the upside. So on AR, I do believe market will continue back down up now, but obviously the market needs to do its pullback and then market continues back up. Yeah, Rob, you're right. Smoking Joe, sorry. No, I do believe we can continue back down even more. I do. Okay, we're looking at Luna, and I was talking about this one on Twitter also. And we are right now trying to break this previous high that we're having at 75.45. If we are having trouble breaking it, you can see market slowly breaking to the downside again, give you lower lows and lower highs until we're coming to 61 and 63. That is the higher time frames Fibonacci, and then market slowly breaks to the upside again. So that is why, so sometimes if I'm like, yeah, I'm bullish, but right now I'm talking about a bearish market, it depends on what time frames you're looking at. You have to understand that. Different trends on different time frames. Super, super, super important, guys. If you don't understand that, you will forever be confused. You will forever be in this loop in trading and losing all of your money, losing yourself until you don't want to live anymore. Because you've lost all of your money. So you need to break that cycle. You need to break it. Everything. Okay. Okay, let's see. Natalie Benko say, how about Link USDT? Link USDT. I think I was talking about that one. I have it here. Okay, so we're looking at Link. And I do believe the first target that I can see market coming back down to, because we did break, going to the daily, you can see more clear. We did break a support. We did have the fake out to the upside. Market comes back down and retest it. And you just might see a retest of 20 coming back down to 15, and coming back down to 15 you just might see some fake outs, and then market breaks to the upside again. So that is what I see right now. I do believe we can drop even more, and if we're breaking the support at 15, obviously we need to look at previous support and resistance zones, and I'm having one on 12. Around 12 you just might see, if the market breaks 15 you can come back up down to 12, but we are not there right now. And yeah, so that is what I see on Chainlink. We just, or if we actually are having the power to break this previous risk support, comes up and respected as a support again. So you're using these levels to see what the market is doing. So if I potentially see market coming back down and I see the market's not coming back down, I need to change my mindset. I have to follow market. So that is why you also have to make sure that you're not gonna let your emotions, just because you think the market will come back down, the market's not gonna care about your thoughts. It's not gonna care about you for real. It's not gonna do that. That is why you always have to follow what the market is doing. Because what else? You're gonna call Bitcoin and tell them, like, hey, I want you to go down? It's gonna be like, what? I'm going up right now. Important day for I feel if you play not to lose is up money, you will never lose money unless you will make money of that. Makes sense. That helps me anyways. Well, first of all, you have to have a system. You have to backtest. You have to have a system. I know a lot of people's like, yeah, you should start paper trading first, use a demo account. But you need to understand, okay, so when you're having your demo account or your whatever you want to call it, but if you don't have a strategy, what are you doing? You have to have a strategy, and then you're deciding if you want to start with the real money or if you want to start with a demo account. Huh? Mark is like, my ex don't care about my notes. Guys, you need. I know everyone's thinking about, okay, how much money can I, if I put in 1,000 crown or $1,000, what can I do with that? Yeah, you will lose all of that. Find yourself a strategy, and then you backtest the strategy, and then you decide if you want to open up a paper account or a demo account. Everyone's doing it the opposite way. AAVE. AAVE. AAVE USDT. Okay, we're looking at AAVE, and so I still was talking about the market coming up to 225 for then continue back down. Obviously, when we're coming to this level, we have to see if the market respects it or not. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you are making higher highs and higher lows. So the market on the 4-hour chart is in a uptrend. But if you're looking at the daily, the market is in a downtrend because the market is doing lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. Market came back down to a previous support, now bounce up. And with that, we're having a Fibonacci from 255 to the lowest point at 161. If we see the market now continues back up and comes to the Fibonacci levels, also this previous lower low, as you can see, around 220.30 and 212. If we see the market coming up to these levels and you start to see the market breaking to the downside again, that could be the market creating the lower high on the daily chart. And you can see that on the 4-hour and the lower time frame. So this is what you have to understand. So on the daily chart, we are in a downtrend. On the 4-hour chart, we are in a uptrend because the market is doing higher highs and higher lows. This was the downtrend. Market then broke and created a uptrend. So you have to understand how the market is behaving around different time frames and how they are connected to each other. You have to understand that. You have to start to use your brain. You have to question these things. Why is the market doing this right now? Why is the market reversing from this level? Okay, we're looking at ECP. Starting off with the weekly. So with the weekly chart, you're having a huge bearish candlestick. I'm still gonna use this previous support if we see the market coming back down to it. Obviously, I don't have anything else to look at right now, but yeah, I don't have any data on this pair. But you can see market is doing small, clear lower lows and lower highs. Market structure, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And either the market will now continue breaking to the downside, or the market can continue back up to the previous support that we did have around 32.18. And either we will have it as a resistant, market comes back down again, or the market will actually break it, or you just might continue back even further down. I don't know where that can be because I don't have any the market has not given me any clues. Guess I should fun about me. Okay guys, I'm actually gonna end this live stream. I don't feel good at all. I'm sorry, I want to continue, but body says no. Computer says no, guys. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being on this live stream with me. I'm gonna end it because I don't feel good. I'm sorry about that. I hope you'll have a good week. I hope you had a great weekend. And I'm gonna include all of these different these coins that I was talking about. And now we see each other in tomorrow's live stream or tomorrow's video. I'm gonna leave you now. Have a good day, everyone. Computer says no. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Dave War, if you was here. Seb, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me out. And guys, don't forget to look at my video where it's about market structure, because you have to understand that for you to be able to be a profitable trader. Remember, on Bybit, you have a bonus up to $4,100. Guys, have a good day. We see each other tomorrow's. And don't forget to like this live stream, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.